Thanks, Jonas. Tonight we have a special guest Skyping in from Atlanta, Georgia. Tim Scarborough from Stadium Sports. He's the college basketball color analyst. Tim, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
As you've heard, there's a really big game on Thursday between MTSU and hated rival Western Kentucky. Last time these guys played is a 4-point game in a sold-out Diddle Arena. And with this game on Thursday night, there's going to be a little more at stake as potentially the conference regular season. What are your expectations for this game overall?
Well, I had Western on Saturday for senior night up at Diddle Arena, and I'm telling you, the energy in that building was as good as I've ever seen in Conference USA. I mean, they had that building rocking. It was sold out, and it was senior night, so obviously, Justin Johnson and Thompson and Colby were honored. And Justin Johnson came out just gangbusters. He was terrific. 14 points in the first 4 minutes of the game. And they went up by 16 before the media timeout. And it was a wrap. Old Dominion never knew what hit them. And, they had that energy. But, interesting thing about the end of that game is they were doing a whole lot of celebrating. And I said on the air, to me, you have to be careful because the way the seedings go, those two teams could be on a collision course for the semifinals on Friday down in Texas. However, if Western were to come in and beat Middle on Thursday, that would really put Western in a great shape to be the #1 seed, because I believe if Western and Middle finish with the tiebreaker, with the same record, the tiebreaker goes to Western by virtue of the fact that Western beat Old Dominion twice, and Middle only beat Old Dominion once because they only played them once. So it's a whole lot at stake on Thursday night.
That's for sure. Both of these teams certainly have resumes that are good enough for the NCAA tournament, and a lot what happens in these conference tournaments is really going to shape out who makes the field of 68 in March. But personally, if obviously both these teams can't win the conference, so one of them's not going to, do you think either of these teams can get an at-large bid this season?
Well, I think there's no question in my mind that Middle Tennessee deserves an at-large bid, and I think basically what they've done the last couple of years, but certainly what they've done this year in terms of if they win the regular season once again, they will have had 2 regular season losses, possibly 3 in the last 2 seasons, which is phenomenal. And then second of all, they've had some quality wins over SEC opponents. They have the resume in terms of being in the top 24, 25 is in the AP and coaches polls, and their RPI is the top 25 as well. So to me, there's no question in my mind that is one of the best teams in the country at large bid, regardless of what happens in Texas next week. Western, to me, also belongs in that same conversation. The two teams are right on the same level. Western has some quality wins as well. A great win over Purdue. They played Villanova down to it when Villanova was number 3 in the nation, I believe. They played them down to the last couple of possessions. So, and they've obviously done really well in Conference USA, a very underrated conference in terms of night in and night out. There's not a lot of easy games. It used to be, you go down to Texas to get a couple wins, you go to Florida. Now all those teams are vastly improved, particularly UTSA, North Texas. UAB is kind of taking a step back. But for the most part, Conference USA is really tough to navigate through, and to have a record like that at the end of the year, to me, they're deserving.
But thank you again, Tim, for coming on the show. We really appreciate you. And we'll send you back to Jonas H. at the desk.
All right.